Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to the show. Hope you guys doing well. So doing fine. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. It's your boy Ink Vendetta. Today we're gonna be talking about the kris situation. So there is a trauma warning. There is a possibility that I'm gonna be offending people. It would be trigger warning. I already said trigger warning. I don't know what to say twice, but fuck it. Now I'm a dummy because okay, good. We're listening to Soprano, by the way. It's gonna be something. Also, other disclaimer: everything is alleged. When I listened to the story, I was disgusted, but it was more so audibly audible. I don't know how you said. I've listened to it versus watched it. There you go. And I had a friend who was supposed to be here, Kathy, but she was too busy. So you know what? It's okay. It's okay. We're supposed to do a podcast. It's okay. My first podcast, and I did an announcement this morning, so. But it's okay. It happens, right? We're busy, and that's life. So she really looked into it, and she had a lot of information. That's why I kind of wanted her to come here because she had the facts. You guys know me. I'm a doer. I'm not a planner. So when people come in with a fact, I don't really come in with a fact. I just come in with my perception, what I think, my opinion, what I do know, and how I see things, which is super simple. Lastly, I'm not gonna talk about Jimmy, Mr. Beast, or the NDA. There's the Viking, one of the ex-friends of Jimmy, that says he knew. There's a bunch of people said there's NDA. There's a bunch of people said he knew about Kris, and it was always a liability. So we're not gonna talk about that because I can't pronounce myself on it. Not because I did sign an NDA, but because I don't know if that's true. I think Mr. Beast being at the top of the world, there's always gonna be enemy. It's lonely at the top. It's lonely at the top, and there's always gonna be people trying to take him down. We're afraid of competition. We're afraid, and they say, "Okay, when you can't beat them, join them." Okay. So now with this subject, so the whole story began. I want to say it began years ago. And I don't have the channel. Look, I'm not versed into the thing. I was not. I didn't get into the fact. That's my apologies. But there's a channel. It all came from information from a channel that is doing that. They're looking at child predators. So they talk to Christian. They talk to ADP. Like a lot of people that have been caught and have been found guilty of doing that. Apparently, Kris Tyson had been talking to a minor that was 13 years old for years and years and years. At that time was 20, right? And again, I want to, Cappy. Before we start anything, Cappy was bringing a good subject yesterday. She was bringing up Mr. Disrespect, Dr. Disrespect. With Dr. Disrespect, although it's kind of weird, because we were more worried about, hey, dude, yeah, your wife and kids, you're still talking to a minor, which is not okay. And with Kris, it's more like the person was much younger than you. What are you doing? For me, age is not a number. You're gonna take a 20-year-old and you're gonna be talking to a 17-year-old. If the level of maturity are the same, for example, if the 20 years old is immature and the 17 years old she's super mature, there's a level of maturity that's gonna find together. Now, there's of course law to that. There's of course Dr. Disrespect being 40 and the girl being 17, which says you can never reach the same level of maturity, right? Because your father, first of all, your father, so that's a level of maturity in itself. And with Kris, there was a 7 years difference, and also the fact that the person was clearly still a teen, not even an adult, not even capable of making their own decision, right? I feel like there's also this age of consent, there's this age of maturity, there's this age of I'm able to take my own decision. And I was mentioning it yesterday, and I know it's a pretty stupid subject, right? But look at it. So you talk about cigarettes, alcohol, and games, bars, casino. There's a certain age that is required to enter. So there's a certain age that's required to enter. You should be like that, right? This is the age of. There's an age of concept of. I don't remember how much it is in Canada because I'm Canadian. Age of consent is possibly 16. Because I know you can get tattoos at 16 years old, right? That's pretty much it. Just woke up. That's why the air is fucked up. Let's come back to Kris. Kris was found withholding certain painting of Lolly. What is Lolly is a pornographic animation of people that are looking young. They may be adults in the picture, but they're represented as very young. And the picture was supposed to be a version of Keemstar's daughter. Now, don't get me wrong. I know what people get hate on Keemstar. I know people are mad. People are mad at Keemstar. I know why people don't respect Keemstar, but bringing the people, the daughter, the child, For me, Keemstar might not be the best person on the internet, but he understands the game. And there's a person that is on the stream, there's a person that is outside of the stream. Keemstar might not be a bad person. Keemstar might just play a role. Keemstar might just be a news flash. And if you look at the songs like Simmer Down with Sugar, he's selling sensationalism, which is something. You shouldn't include children, however, this is fucked up. So with the case of Ava, apparently there was this kid they were talking when Ava was 20 and the kid was 13, which already is fucked up. And it's disgusting. My issue is I'm not gonna go into the fact that I do believe I don't know what they're saying. I don't know what they're texted. I have an idea of what they texted, so I saw the I should open up an OnlyFans. I should sell my nude for $30. In a Discord, I was only him and a minor. Sorry, her and a minor, and that is fucked up, right? There's also a Twitter thread who Ava's calling a minor daddy. That's also fucked up because that can be seen as a kink. It can be seen as sexual. Right? We're gonna be talking about the danger of it. So you see, I'm French Canadian, as I mentioned before. We had a French Canadian when I was a young guy, right? When I was a young boy, I used to watch a certain show called Une Grenade avec ça. It was an actor called Jean-François. I don't even know his fucking name. Fuck that guy. And Vrac TV, which was a kid channel, realized that he was very loved and gave him a lot of powers, gave him a lot of influence in the company. Then we look at his computer, there was some CP, right? There was some CP on the computer, so it's disgusting. With Ava, there's a situation of power. So first of all, being friend with Mr. Beast, being friend with any big YouTuber has its advantage. Being friend with a certain celebrity has its advantage. So that's a situation of power. Being somebody that people look up to is a system of authority. You can look up to a teacher and you're like, hey, I like that teacher. That teacher's not good, but I like him. If that teacher is no good and that teacher is supposed to be a role model of positivity, we look at the teacher and saying, fuck you, you're a bad guy, right? And it's funny because if a teacher is a bad role model, everybody would say, hey, fuck you, you're not good. But if a person misunderstands the message they're trying to come across with, misunderstand the whole like energy they're trying to push, right? And it's tough. It's tough because you don't want to be that guy. And Ava is that person, sadly. Ava also, I'm going to make a small disdain. Ava, it's funny because one of my friends, Jordan, we talked about karmic credit. Karmic credit is if you're doing something good, you get some credit. I believe there's social credit also. People are liking you. Still, politician. People are liking you. People are liking you. People are liking you, and then you know what? We don't like you anymore because you did some money bad shit. So your credit is going up and down. Ava lost a lot of credit when he became trans. A lot of people weren't willing to see that because, again, and that was the same excuse, that was the same situation. Mr. Beast is one of the most popular YouTuber, and you're giving an example to teen. Mr. Beast, however, stood by his friend, and he was like, you know what? Fuck them. I'm gonna choose my friend over people. And I respected that. I respected that a lot. Do I respect the fact that there was somebody who was teaching? It's weird because I don't get involved into Twitter. I get into Twitter for adult stars. You know what I mean? Adult content. You know what I mean, right? And I don't really pay attention to content creators. Like, so it sucks because with Twitter I could have been able to tell you more information. I was hoping I was gonna be having a fact checker next to me. We have no one, so it's okay. You see, the thing with Ava is she has a lot of power being friend with Jimmy, but it's also this proximity with kids. A lot of people are watching Jimmy. Jimmy made the Teen Award, which was a Nickelodeon show, I think. And you're like, dude, you have access to a lot of kids. You know, that's not cool. I believe there's clear misconduct there, and even if they didn't have any intent to meet up with children, the fact that your consumption, you can tell a lot of people by their consumption, right? If a person is a vegetarian and they're telling you, well, you know what, I don't want to kill animals. You can tell a lot. You can tell, okay, well, they probably have a good soul. They probably have a feeling of guilt. There's something that's pushing them to do that. Somebody that is carnivore, a lot of people are going to say you don't really care about animals, but then at the same time, some animals are bred to be killed. You know, so it's a whole different discussion. However, there's a feeling of, okay, well, I know even if I don't consume it, they're still going to kill the animals, right? And then you're looking at people consumption where there's more. I have a good story with my father. I have a good story where he's not gonna watch rom com because he knows he's gonna cry. He's know he's gonna cry. My father's sensitive, so he avoid all kind of movie. My mom the same thing. My mom was gonna watch countless hours of rom com because she's gonna be saying like, oh, she never had that that relationship. Well, she had a relationship, that bad relationship, that theater relationship that is bigger than nature. It's fiction. She never had a relationship, so because she didn't have that, she's gonna be more open to watch that. She's gonna see, oh my god, I've watched this show about being cheated on, right? It's like, this is crazy because she wasn't ever cheated on, but he would be cheated on when you watch that show because it would reveal a trauma. So going back with consumption, there's a very different perception. There's a very very different perspective of alcohol and drugs. If somebody use alcohol as a self-medication method versus if they are using drugs, both of those are not good. However, alcohol is regulated. However, alcohol is illegal. The legality lies in the regulation. Regulation means, listen, no matter what, you're not gonna be able to be, you're not gonna be able to stop the shock, or at least not as fast. There's junkies that destroy their life in a couple of years. Alcohol will take a decade, 2 decades, and then 1 decade and 2 decades. You can fix shit. Am I saying go buy a bottle of alcohol if you're sad? No. However, I'd rather you drink alcohol than you do hard drugs. Again, your perception, your body, your choice, right? So with Ava, there was this story of consumption of a pornographic material that is a younger audience, of a younger perception. They look young. That's all you need to know. And when you consume that stuff, there's this feeling of, I like that stuff. I love consumption. There's for example, as a teen, I used to watch a lot of MILF content because me and my mom, we weren't that close. I was filling a void. If he's watching that kind of content, is there filling a void? There's just interest, and in 2 cases, that's not good. That's not good at all. So again, we're looking at 3 things. We're looking at the proximity he had to children, we're looking at authority he had, and we're looking at a pattern behavior where it's multiple occasion, it's multiple instance of wrong behavior. If it happened once, I had a myself, right? I had a TikTok live, right, where I've learned that a person was. I'm gonna tell you guys a couple of stories, right? I used to have Wattpad where I wrote smart, and there's a couple of whatchamacallit. It's weird. There's a couple of people that came in to talk to me, right? And they didn't have profile picture. And I got really close to one person, then I learned they were minor, and I was like, holy shit, dude. Why didn't you tell me before? Because we were talking for a couple of weeks and I was uncomfortable with that. Like, I'm 31, guys. There's a lot of people in my stream or in my chat that I can be their father. More recently, there was a person that was, I think they're 16, 17, but she came in and she asked me about my meat sizes, right? And I know it gets a joke, but it still made me uncomfortable. So with Ava, I'm gonna finish on that. There's also this compass of moral. There's also this credit of moral. If you're able to do something and feel like it feels bad, if you're able to watch something and say, hey, I shouldn't be watching this. If you're talking to somebody that you said, I shouldn't be talking to that type of person, right? There's a problem of you feel yourself, you feel guilty, and you feel guilt is because deep down it's not okay, right? So if you don't have that moral IQ, if you don't have this moral key code or code as a whole, probably means that you don't see this as wrong, and that's a bigger problem than seeing this as wrong and doing it. You don't see the problem is because you believe that this is normal. If you believe that this is normal, then in reality, when this is gonna happen, it's gonna be normal. Am I saying that Ava would be taking action in real life? No. Am I saying that they prove that they did those so multiple times online? Yes. It's very different online than in reality, but the intent and the person stay the same. Anywho, know that I love you guys. Stay safe. You never know. Take it easy. Don't ask question. Ask yourself question. Always question things, because nothing is as it seems. You know, this is a green screen. It's not even a. This is a green screen. Not even my balcony. I know that I love you. That you matter. I'll see you guys soon. Peace. You got any question?